welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome to the Premier League review show. And obviously, it's a bit late because Chelsea played last night, so we're gonna kind of extend our, Premier League review today to this afternoon. So apologies for the lateness if anyone was waiting for the United rant, but I did that on Sunday already. So make sure you go check that out if you haven't done so. And obviously, we're going to do the UEFA Champions League preview and the UEFA Europa League preview. So all's good. All in all, we're gonna get started, bro. Josh, back again. Arsenal didn't get the result that you needed. But how are you in general, man? Other than Arsenal.
Well, I got my prediction right at least, so that's something. Honestly, you could clip every single thing I said about this club into one, every single stream, and it would always apply. It would always apply. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. It's just so typical. It's just the same thing over and over again. There's not much more to say on that. Obviously, 2-0 up and we screwed it up yet again.
Thing up, some weird thing up. Prime, you wanna hop on, bro? I'll send you the link.
Honestly.
If you wanna hop on, I'll send you the link, bro. All good, man. Big up, bro, every single time. But yeah, let's get started, man. Let's get started. It's just, I'll start with Arsenal because I did the United rants already on Sunday. So you haven't checked that out, go check that out. Or go check that out first. I'll talk with United later on the show, but I've done that already. So, for a whole hour with Augustia, I did it half asleep as well. So people, if you really want to, check out my United rants, trust me, I don't just go. I don't just take it easy. I go full in rant about United. So if you want to check that out, check that out. It's on the page. But Josh, kick things off with Arsenal, my friend, because obviously Arsenal did not have the best of weekends in terms of the result, 2-0 up and then 2-2. And then I didn't watch the game, but apparently there was some controversy towards the end with the Kai Havertz goal. I'm sure you probably give it your honest opinion on that anyway. So kick things off, my friend, and elaborate on what exactly happened and what you.
Well, what happened was Merino took a shot. It was going wide. It deflected off Havertz's arm, and it went in. Obviously, from the angle that the Premier League gave, it did look a bit inconclusive. But when you actually there was actually an Arsenal fan filming from behind the goal, you can clearly see it hit his arm. So there's no debate there whatsoever. 2 dropped points yet again. 2 sloppy goals conceded yet again. Yeah, there's not much else to say. It's just another week for Arsenal Football Club, really. And honestly, there's not much else to say. Like I said earlier, you can literally replay every single thing I've said about this club since I've hopped on your streams, and it would always apply nearly every single week at this rate. So, yeah.
What exactly happened during the game? Obviously, because you guys were 2-0 up and 2-2. Tell us, tell me what exactly happened, because obviously Arsenal were winning, they were in cruise control, looking like they were going to get the 3 points. And then Villa just turned up the Jets and got a 2-2 draw. I didn't watch the game, so I can't really give you much insight on what happened. So can you give us your thoughts on how you feeling after the game? Because obviously now I can tell you're really upset, but obviously with the result, with the way it happened, tell us how it happened and just tell us about the game in general, bro. Tell us about the game in general.
This is the strange thing. I can't really break down how it happened. It just sort of did. It just felt. It's almost like there were really no mistakes involved in both the goals we conceded. It's just typical. I think it's more of a mentality thing, if anything. And obviously we've gone deep into depth about that before. Obviously, I think Partey was at fault for the second goal. And I understand he should be experienced enough at this stage, as he is about 33. But at the end of the day, he's not a right back. Why Arteta persists on him playing at right back, I don't know. So I think that was a bit of a factor. And the other thing is, I think Arteta only made 2 substitutes throughout the game. I think Aston Villa, they brought on Leon Bailey, John Duran, and they had the likes of Buendia and Ross Barkley on the bench, if I'm not mistaken. Who did we have on there, apart from Raheem Sterling? And a few youth players. Aston Villa have better squad depth than us. It's complete negligence. And the fact that we're about 21, 22 days in the transfer window, in the January transfer window, and we still haven't signed anyone. what the sorry, excuse my friend. What the hell is going on?
It's okay, man. Really, I swear much more than this, bro. It's okay, really.
Yeah, no. So, honestly, it's just such negligence. How are you 21 years without a league title and you're not being proactive? Genuinely, and all this PSR nonsense as well. We made more than we saw. We made more than we lost last summer. And when you factor in the fact that all of those sales,
we made our record sales last summer, and yet we still don't have enough money to spend in January. It's the same with United, bro. Our owners are the most idiot motherfuckers we'll ever see.
They're not going to replace the TV that Amarin broke, either. So Jim Ratcliffe won't do that, will he?
They'll probably find, I guess, what do you call it? Like how do you call that TV? Panasonic old TV, like, to cut costs. They'll bring one of those.
Yeah, it will. It'll be something ridiculous like that.
They'll probably bring something like that. Just to cut costs.
Genuinely, he's that type of guy. Is abhorrent. But yeah, just back to Arsenal before that little segue. It's just, like the club have no ambition. That's the bottom line. They don't have the mentality and they don't have the ambition. Haaland was right. We really need to stay humble. Obviously, I can't stand the bloke, and obviously, football is, tribalism's a part of it. I can't stand the bloke now, and I hate him, and I do give abuse whenever City do drop points now because of that. But at the end of the day, he is correct because at the end of the day, he is correct because we haven't won anything in 21 years, anything of significance, I should say. So, there's not much else to say. It's just Arsenal all over.
Kroenke out for you?
Well, this is the thing. He's backed this manager, and this manager spunks the majority of £700 million on defenders and goalkeepers. This is what winds me up.
Almost.
Like, I showed you a few streams in.
Yeah.
Like he's made 6 attacking signings, technically 5 because Havertz was meant to be Xhaka's replacement.
Wow.
Genuine. Yeah, Trossard, Willian, Marquinhos, Sterling, and Gabriel Jesus.
And how many?
Do you know how? Oh, don't even get me started. Too many. That's what I'll say.
I'm sure you were going.
No. Like five attacking signings in 5 years at the club.
Mad.
It's absolute. Like, you can talk. This is why I don't necessarily say Kroenke's out. Obviously, they're happy with 4th place. I mean, all American owners are, aren't they? I mean, that's how they make their money out of the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United. But at the end of the day, I can't sit here and say that Arteta hasn't been backed. In a way, it may be a bit sadistic as an Arsenal fan, but I don't want him to spend this January. You've made your best. Go ahead and lie in it. You know what I mean? Genuinely, this is the squad you've made. This is the squad you've spent £700 million on. Win something with it.
100%.
Win something. And if you can't win something, you're evidently not the right man.
People make fun of United for spending so much money, but in the last 5 years, they've won at least 2 trophies.
Exactly.
I'm not happy with it. Despite them being trophies, despite the 5 years, I'm still not happy with the state of Manchester United. Even though we won 2 trophies, that still does not satisfy me. What will satisfy me is United start challenging for league titles again and start competing at the very top again. That's what I want. We can spend all that money all you want, but if you can't compete at the very, very top, it's just worthless. Just pointless spending all that money. You're just draining all that money for absolutely nothing. But you know what it is? I just hope the Glazers go. Like, the Glazers losing money is just the best thing that could happen to us right now. So they could sell the club, really. Just hurt their pockets. At this rate, might as well hurt their pockets. So keep on spending as much money as you want.
No, but Manchester United are far too big to just have a boycott, I think. And plus, like, it's not really, English fans don't really do that. I think it's a difference in culture as well as mentality and whatnot. I think it's viewed more as an entertainment thing. Football in England.
Back then, I feel like they would.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we've pointed out before, like when you stormed Old Trafford before the Liverpool game. Obviously, like, English fans, they can do something, but they just don't on the whole. Like I said, I think it's a culture thing more than anything.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's just The storming Old Trafford thing, I don't agree with what the fans did on the pitch. I don't agree with what the fans did, like breaking cameras, throwing things. Like I don't agree with all that. But whatever you did to call the game off, fair play. Because you know what you did, you called one of the biggest games in English football off. You called it off. But the thing is, the United fans care too much about the players and the club than what's off than off the pitch. Because I don't want to divert this to United because obviously it's still an Arsenal topic, but the thing is, like we were like we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager. We were gonna finish second that year, so the fans weren't as rioting as as you could say. But lockdown has kind of really hurt the fans in a way because it is they missed going to Old Trafford too much, and there's like I don't know when it's gonna be the last time we go back to Old Trafford again because what if another lockdown happens? They're too scared of shit like that. It's the norm in English football now, and the thing is, I feel like United fans just need to stop being so worried about, oh, I'm gonna miss the game, this and that. Watch the game from home, or attend a protest, right? That will save the fortunes of your football club. Don't be violent. Don't be breaking things. Don't be trying to damage things. Just spread the message. It's all I ask from United fans. I'm sure you as an Arsenal fan are asking the same. Because it's not violence, it's not negative, it's not toxic. It's just spreading the message that we, the fans, are here to express our opinion, express our thoughts. What we want to see as football fans, because the fans matter the most. Really and truly, the fans are the ones who matter the most. Without the fans, the football clubs are nothing. They don't stand if the fans don't go. You know what I'm saying?
Fans are the lifeblood of any club.
100%.
I understand that. Unfortunately, we've got a fan base. I call him Mikkel Manson the other stream because he's genuinely created one of the biggest cults that I've ever seen. Like, I'm sure you've scrolled on Arsenal Twitter. I mean, it's an absolute cesspit of degeneracy, really. I mean, the amount of crap they come up with, like the expect to win meter. I don't know if you've seen that, and crap like that is the arse. I honestly have no idea where this Mikel Arteta love has come from, really. Which is why I'm not necessarily Kroenke out or whatnot, because at the end of the day, he's been given money and he spent on defenders and goalkeepers. It's that simple.
No, I hear you. I hear you because we're in the idea of us having to play week in week out. Fans are out here just saying, oh, but you're toxic, oh, you're negative, oh, you can't be saying this about the football club. So what about all you guys bashing other fans for being such true to your clubs that you used to go to football games in the past, but now you're just like oh, this fan is toxic for saying this. It's the same thing that everyone has said in the past. If I don't know if I just made sense just now, but the things I just said, it's like what fans have said in the past is what modern day fans can't say. Because nowadays more and more people are growing up, like more kids are watching football now than what it was back in the day. Because back in the day there was nothing much televised and kids were not really into social media as they are now. Obviously social media didn't exist up until like 2010, 2011, like proper social media didn't exist till then. So that's when people will be like, oh, okay, football's not on social media. Now football's on social media. People will be like, you can't say this about that player because they're reading the message. First of all, the players shouldn't be responding on social media. That's one. Number two, players should not be so worried about what fans say. They need to be they need to be more focused on themselves. They need to be worried. They need to take criticism as a as motivation that they need to do better. Because nowadays too many footballers are too soft and too emotional. You know what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, if you're getting paid about 100 grand a week, I expect you to take a bit of criticism from some random people on Twitter.
100%. 100%.
I don't see how anyone can argue against that. Really, it's just. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got one of the best paid jobs in the world.
Oh yeah.
You should be getting criticised. I'd happily get criticised every day if I was getting paid 100k a week. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why you're so.
No, I hear you completely. Um, where do Arsenal go from here? What's left?
Champions League, and we now back codes, don't we?
I
For
can't
us.
even laugh. I can't even laugh fully because we've got Europa League.
Well, at least you've won the bloody thing 3 times.
We've won the Champions League 3 times, mate. But
Yeah,
recent
exactly.
United are a joke in the Champions League. Like in the recent times, we can't even talk with anyone with the Champions League.
Well, last season was our first quarter-final appearance in about 14 years in the
14.
Champions League. 14 years since 2010. Ironically, we beat Porto to get there as well.
Jeez, no way.
You know how poor that is. We've only been to 2 semi-finals in our history. One of them we got absolutely done over by you guys. So
That's mad, bro. I'm sorry, but that is crazy.
obviously we played the likes of Bayern and Barca and AC Milan, but also we've also played Monaco. So there's no excuse to not
That
only be in the Champions League once.
there is no excuse really. It's just about what the fans really want, because the fans are the ones setting the expectation for the football club, not the owners anymore. The fans think they're more like superior now. It's the fans' game. It's no longer a game for you know how do you say it? It's no longer a game for the fans, for the owners. It's about. Actually, no. So, sorry. What I mean, it's no longer a game for the for the fans, because the fans, whatever the fans say, this the standards are set. The owners listen to sometimes they listen to the fans, sometimes they don't. Sometimes the fans listen to the owners, the corrupt owners, which they shouldn't be, because they're falling for crap like this. It's unacceptable, man. Really truly unacceptable that how United fans like this can get away with it. How our fans can get away with stuff like this, like because we're one of the biggest football clubs in arguably the world. We've got the global fan base, and our fans are still falling for this crap. Our fans are still falling for the crap of, oh, but you're but you whatever you say is, oh, but you can't because the players are doing this and that. No, we ain't backing anything the club does anymore, because the club is not doing what we want.
What
What
we
I
need, I'd say,
what we
what we
what we
need.
what we need is what should be the answer. But really and truly, like, are the club going to listen to us? Because when was the last time? When was the last time the club ever listened to us fans? When was the last time the club properly listened to us? Probably never. 2005, because the Glazers weren't there. 2005. When did the Cronkies join Arsenal? KS
Uh,
when
Stan Kroenke first brought a share in 2007, and then he became full owner in 2018.
right. Wait, 2018. I thought he just became full on like recently, recent times.
No, he got 100% stake in it in 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
So that just means that it's harder for now the fans to communicate with the owners, because back then, like I said, like I've spoken to you many times before, fans used to have board meetings to get managers sacked, mind you.
Arsenal, one of the best case studies for that, as we mentioned in the previous stream.
Peter Hillwood was sacked by the Arsenal fans because they didn't like what he was doing. United fans wanted Sir Alex Ferguson out. I'm sure the board meetings happened as well back then. But then Sir Alex Ferguson survived because he won the FA Cup.
1990, yeah.
It was 1989, 89, I think.
No, it was 1990. Trust me.
Was it 1990? Because that was the year Liverpool won the league, didn't it? That was the year
The last time they won the league before 2020. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was the last time Liverpool won the league before 2020. So pretty much like because we won the FA Cup, so that kept him in the job. It almost kept Ten Hag in the job.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
It almost kept Ten Hag in the job, but at the same time, we sacked him because it wasn't good enough. We sacked LBG for Mourinho. That's not, mind you, we sacked LBG for Mourinho when we won the FA Cup. I thought that LBG kind of deserved more of a chance than Eric Ten Hag. But other than that, I don't really see United, doing anything off the pitch. Off the pitch is more like, what, the owners don't give a crap. It's about cost cutting. It's about bringing in cheap players, cheap shit. I don't like it, man. I'll be real. I'm not a fan of it, but at the same time, what can I do? Really and truly,
Exactly.
bro. Really and truly, bro. What can I do now? Because mind you that United, right? We're one of the clubs that we're probably the most successful teams in like ever back then, and then we let our standards slip because the situation of the football club has fallen so much. Like now now we're getting away with spending cheap on players. We're getting away with bringing in workers for employees from rival fans. Sorry, from rival clubs like Omar Brada from Man City. Fans are celebrating that now. Fans are celebrating what the owners are doing off the pitch now because that's gotten to the point where we can't celebrate anything anymore.
You know the best case study for that. You got rid
What?
of our doctor, right? Saliba injured his back against Fulham, right? Because Ramsdale bloody fell on him, and the doctor that Man United then signed that summer still
Yep.
decided he was fit enough to play against Sporting, which ultimately derailed our season.
Jesus.
So you brought a ticking time bomb as a doctor.
That is
Genuinely,
that is crazy, bro. Man's a ticking time bomb. That's
genuinely,
that.
he is. Honestly,
Man's a ticking time bomb. Fuck.
yeah, have fun with him, mate. I think he had a record number of injuries last season as well, so it all kind
We
of
we
coincides, doesn't it?
I think we had a record number. We as well had a record number of sales in the summer. We didn't even use that money properly. We didn't sign a striker when we needed to. We didn't sign a defender. We signed a defender. We didn't sign a backup goalkeeper when we needed to. By India hardly plays. He only plays in the cup games. He doesn't play in the. He doesn't play in the. He doesn't play in the. How do you call it? The league games. He's never played a league game in his life for United. By India.
He's notoriously terrible, and he's still put in a man of the match performance against Arsenal of all teams. I mean, it's just typical, isn't it?
I think what it is. It's more like he wants to. It's more like turning up for the occasion. Like I said, because these players only turn up for the occasion. They never turn up for They never turn up for how do you call it, any big game, any Premier League sort of match. There's a reason why we're in this position, bro. There's a reason why our clubs are in this position because you know what it is. It's more of you know it's more about qualifying for the Champions League. That was the norm. That's the agenda that's been put out there for the fans. That's the PR now put out for the fans. We need to qualify for the Champions League to get better players. I disagree. United have signed much better players when being in the Europa League than being in the Champions League. The
You
last
sign
2
better players when having no European football at all.
we
Remember Di
we
Maria?
we signed Rafael Varane. We signed Jadon Sancho, Ronaldo. That was our best transfer window for a while, and we didn't utilize them properly. You know, we didn't utilize them properly. We wasted that 21-22 season. I remember that year we had Pogba, we had Varane, we had Sancho. Bro, imagine reading out that name and and saying that United finished sixth without winning anything that year. Imagine reading out United's squad that year and saying that United finished sixth and didn't win anything that year.
I remember thinking you'd finish second to Chelsea that year because they'd just won the Champions League. Weird time.
I was like, you know what? We need to finish like at least second, bro, minimum. We need to win. We need to fight for the league. This is unacceptable. And the end of the season, I was like, yeah, I'm hella disappointed. I've never hated a group of players in my life. Like real talk, I've never hated a bunch of players in my entire lifetime. Like it's that bad. It's actually that bad. Like I've never ever hated a bunch of players like I ever have before. It's like obviously there a few players with the exception because Ronaldo was a club legend, and so I have to give props for its due and everything. But the way United fans chased him out of the club, the way United fans said that he's no good for the club, he's this, he's that, he's washed, he's finished, can't, and the way United fans sided with Ten Hag after the Ronaldo thing, yeah, after the Ronaldo
Is,
situation, the fans sided with Ten Hag. And then now the fans are all Ten Hag out. They'll be like, oh, but Ten Hag was still right. Stay on that side. Just stay on that side.
it's eerily similar to Arteta stands as well, with
It
the likes
is.
of Aubameyang and Guendouzi and all that. Obviously not to the same caliber, but it's just the whole blindly blindly backing a manager.
Yeah, blindly backing a manager.
It's insane.
Blindly backing a manager now is like, we need to back him because he spent a lot of money, and he hasn't got his own players, ratata, because we still need to spend on this, we need to still spend on that. United fans and Arsenal fans give the biggest excuses for anything of this club. Our fans give the biggest and the most excuses for anything our club puts out. Like, but Ten Hag still needs. It's the players' fault. But Ten Hag signed these players. People are forgetting Ten Hag signed these players. So it really makes it really doesn't make a difference of how Oh, but I can't even talk, man. I'm so pissed, bro. Real talk, man. Like, I'm genuinely I'm really, really pissed. But go on, bro. I just want to say my piece.
Yeah, fair enough. I understand how you mean getting pissed off. Like, I think I told you before, I had to pop 2 paracetamol tablets watching that Arsenal Man United FA Cup game. And hey, something I haven't told you yet. As soon as Villa scored their second goal, I like just kicked the sofa out of anger and I broke my toe. Genuinely. Genuinely.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, man.
No, genuinely. I was limping like Saka on the way to my lectures the following morning. It was crazy.
That's even worse. That violation is even worse.
Yeah, no, I understand. I love Saka, obviously, but yeah, you got to sneak that in. If you can't laugh at yourself,
hop on, my G. Hop on.
Yeah, hop on, Cam. Come on.
I know your exam just ended, and I know you're just a bit like you're probably like, oh wait, I don't want to talk about Arsenal right now. Hop on, my G. Give your opinions. I want to see you versus Josh debate this Arsenal stuff.
Trust me, we debate a lot, mate. We debate a lot.
I can tell, because you're Arteta out. He's not. So pretty much.
No,
So yeah, no, I hear completely. But the United result. All right, let's talk about the United result. Obviously, the first half. What happened was, we basically kind of went into the first half like, you know what, 1 ball at the top, Brighton 1-0. I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine, bounce back from this goal. We gotta go. We got the penalty. The penalty was clear a penalty, by the way. Clearly a penalty. Like, clearly grabbed him. They get denied a goal. Brighton get denied a goal in the second half, and then I'd be like, you know what? Okay, push on from here. This is where United wake up now. And then we can see the stupid goal at the back post, and then Onana makes a blunder, and it's 3-1. We basically handed Brighton the game in the second half, because I don't even think we were bad. I'll be real. I don't think United were even bad. It's more like we handed Brighton the game. It's one of those games where we just handed the win. We just handed the team the win. So it's poor. It's pretty much poor from us all around. But did you watch the game? Because obviously I'm not going to say much into it, because I've pretty much given my thoughts on Sunday already with Augustia. I've already set my piece. I talked about the ownership. I talked about the lack of ruthlessness from Ruben Amorim, and I'm hearing news today that the players were upset that Ruben Amorim, they kind of screamed at them. Mind you, this is football in 2025. Players are getting too soft and can't take criticism now. It's gotten to the point where I think, football's become soft. The game's really become soft. It's become a very sport now.
Yeah, well, naturally. There's not much else to say. It's just obvious before our eyes. And I did watch the highlights of the Manchester United Brighton game. I think that's the third season in a row they've beaten you at Old Trafford, and it's their sixth win against you in 7 games, which is actually insane. The only time you beat them was in the dead rubber the last time you beat them was in the dead rubber last season.
Was the last game?
Last game of the season.
It was De Zerbi's last game for Brighton.
Yeah, I think Dalot scored, if I'm not mistaken.
Dalot scored, and
might be Højlund.
Højlund as well. Højlund scored.
So something weird was happening that day. It's just I'm not even surprised. You should have lost to Southampton. That's how poor you were. It's only because they had Ramsdale in goal. You won the game.
Preach.
Genuinely,
we were that bad. We should have lost to Southampton. Real talk.
Genuinely, and it was expected. I mean, Brighton, they hadn't won the game in well over a month. Seriously. Apart from beating Norwich in the FA Cup, funnily enough, they hadn't won any game in a month, I don't think. They've
Really?
drawn about eight. They've drawn about 8 of their last 10 games or something crazy like that.
It's mad, bro. How do we, bro? Brighton have won 6 of the last 7 against United, 3 in a row at Old Trafford.
No,
That is mad, bro. That is crazy. And it's time to be like, you know what? It's clear that Ruben knows that these players ain't good enough, so he's just gonna keep on persisting with the style so that the players can get shipped out.
but does that not call into question how much of a good manager he actually is because he refuses to adapt? Would you not think that?
Kind of, because you know what it is. You're bringing your own style to your own style to a new club at a higher level league, yeah. And if you're implementing it, because obviously Chelsea. Don't forget, Chelsea won the league with a 3-4-3. So 3-4-3 in the Premier League not working is a myth. That it will work. So bring in your own system, bring in your own players, sign your own players. If it doesn't work, then goodbye, sack him. Because you can't keep holding on to managers. Yeah, that you know what? If it fails, you keep on persisting with them. We kept Ten Hag. I'm gonna keep mentioning him. We kept Ten Hag from the summer till today. Sorry, not today. Sorry, I mean November, which kind of derailed our season massively because we were in the worst position we could ever be. We were in the worst position we could ever be, and then guess what? We fell apart massively. So that kind of that's pretty much written off another season for United. Like keeping the manager that's failed after the FA Cup has derailed our season. We've not done enough in the window. We should have had a new manager, new system, new ideas, preseason. You know, time to time to test out his system. Time to work with the players. Time to bring in his own players. A transfer window. Get backed or whatever it is, and see where we are. Ruben Amorim, for me, bringing him in now mid-season, it's like you almost bring in a, how do you call it? I'm gonna give the weirdest ever comparison, but it's like bringing in an orange rubber for an orange rubber. Do you know why? Because you're still bringing like if an orange rubber is about to break, you're bringing another orange rubber in to kind of fix your sort of your architecture or something like that, or like you made rubber bands and still doesn't fix it because you haven't got the resources. You haven't got the glue to glue everything together. You haven't got the resources to put everything together. So this is what I'm trying to mean. I don't know. I'm just giving like a really weird example. I don't know. I don't even know if that makes sense really. Like, cause I'm just saying like you're bringing in somebody that's gonna try and fix the crap, right? When the crap is still there, you can't fix what's already been crap. Like you have to just move it on. You have to move on and build from scratch again because you've been laid a foundation. We had Manchester had the fan base, the finances, just not the ownership. The fan base and the finances are number one and two. If you bring in a proper owner, you bring in proper owners, bro. We'd be probably one of the best clubs in the world. We'd be one of the best clubs in the world. Yes, we'll spend a lot of money still, but we'll spend it properly and wisely. We'll spend it on things we need, on players we need. So yeah, that's really I gotta say about United. But do you have anything else to say? Like you can give your thoughts on the Brighton game, and obviously what are your thoughts on what I said?
Well, considering I studied in Brighton, I'm happy for them. They desperately needed a league win. Actually, it's hard to believe that in November I think they were second in the league. Like at one point they were second in the league in like November, might have been late October. So they've badly needed a win. I think Hertzler is younger than the majority of the players that plays on the pitch. Genuinely,
That's mad.
like he's only about 32, and like I said, it's just not surprising whatsoever. It's just typical, really. We've
Typical.
been seeing the same. We've been seeing the same thing for about 2.5 years. Just utter negligence. Like previously, you'd always bank on United to dig a result out of the bag, but as soon as Brighton made it 2-1, I just knew like you're not coming back. I mean,
No,
the Manchester United spirit just isn't there at the minute.
no, I agree with you completely. It's not there at the moment,
Not at all.
and the biggest thing is like we're just stuck in the same loophole that every season we have to, we have to be, oh, but back this manager, back that, we have to give this time, we have to give that time, Ineos have done fuck all since coming into Manchester United, so why should I give them time? We're linked with Patrick Dorgu, yeah, from Lecce or something like that. And we're linked to what's the guy's name? We signed Diego Leon from Paraguay, right? We signed. We're linked with forgot. We're about to sell Garnacho for some dough, right? Without replacing him. There's no one linked to us that's gonna replace Garnacho, really. There's no one that's gonna come in and replace the guy. Like, even though I don't rate Garnacho highly, even though I don't rate all this Garnacho, like I'm not a massive fan of Garnacho. Selling him now, but if you want to get rid of Garnacho, you need to find you need to line up a replacement. Otherwise, what's the whole point of selling the guy? You're just selling him for pure dough for your own sake, and you're not going to invest it into the football club. So what's the whole point? If we get, let's say 40, 50 million, around 50 million for him, yeah, we go and sign maybe. Obviously, not Kvaratskhelia is gone. Who would be a good winger for 50 million? Like, give me like an example, like a cheap, like a good winger for like maybe that covers at least 50 million.
I know Harvey Barnes. He might be.
Cunha from Wolves. Yeah, you're going to Cunha. You bring him in. You bring him mid-season when you're trying to throw everything at the Europa League and the FA Cup, when the league position is completely dead, right? We need a left back, right? We get Patrick Dorgu, cool. I don't mind it. It's just we could have got Alvaro Fernandez for 16 million. Alvaro Fernandez, the guy we let go for some dough, bring him back for 16 million and put him as a backup for God knows who. I can't even say, but we need to sign a backup. We need to sign a left back and a backup left back. Wing back, right? We need another midfielder. Need 2 attacking midfielders, a striker, or maybe another striker, and a backup right winger for Amad Diallo. Because if Anthony's gonna go, and you're not gonna replace Anthony, then what's that? And you can't even sell him for money because he's going on loan. There's no option to buy. So what are you really trying to do with this deal? Because we're not getting anything in return. We're not getting money. We're not getting, we're just letting him go on loan. We're covering half his wages as well. So there's no difference in him staying here and him going to Betis. There's really no difference. We're covering half his wages. So I think I'm mute, bro.
So are you cancelling his? Are you sorry about this. Are you cancelling his wages, like cancelling his contract?
No, we're loaning him out to Betis, but we're covering half the wages.
Oh,
there's no difference at all. We're just covering half the wages, really. Like,
might as well keep him for squad depth.
Exactly. Like, what's the whole point? Because if you're gonna loan him out, then you're just basically giving them. There's no money being offered to us for him. If you're gonna sell him now and sell him somewhere. Make sure somebody gets him and get the money and use it for a backup right winger. We need a left wing back, a backup right winger, and a striker as of now. And I think we need a midfielder. We're not going to spend a lot in January. Might as well try and get a loan signing in. I mean, even though I'm not a massive fan of Colomwani, I don't think he's that great. We should have loaned him in. Should have tried to loan him in at least for 6 months and go and get a striker in the summer. Because what's the whole point of signing a striker now and expecting to be like, oh, we'll sign a young striker. He needs time to adapt and this and that. I don't want this time to adapt shit. Like I don't understand this time to adapt. I'll just it's becoming the norm in English football now. But he needs time to adapt. But he needs time to fit into the system. If the manager thinks he's good enough, then he fits. If he's not good enough, then he doesn't fit. There's no such thing as he needs time to fit into the system. You adjust this. Bollocks. It's too much of this gimmick in modern day football, man. Too much of this gimmick. That's why a lot of football clubs have fallen. Lack of standards for a player. Lack of accountability for a player. It's crazy.
Well, I think we haven't quite realised how similar our two clubs are. Now, obviously, I want the trophies and whatnot, but in terms of the ownership, the fan base standards and whatnot,
Yeah.
You were listing off what positions you needed to buy new players in, and we're pretty much exactly the same. We need a striker. We need two wingers. We need a midfield. We need a left eight, I should say. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean.
No.
We need we need an attacking midfielder because Odegaard just isn't cutting it. We need another left back. We need a right back, and we probably need a world class goalkeeper to take that final step as well.
You need someone to be covered for David Raya.
Hey,
But Carl Hein, don't you?
yeah, on loan. No, yeah, we've got that Neto guy who hasn't made a single appearance.
He's going back to Bournemouth. Like, there's no, like, he's not going to stay at Arsenal. So you're going to need a backup goalkeeper. Emi Martinez, still to this day, I don't understand why Arsenal let him go.
Arteta masterclass again.
Wasn't he at the club since 2010 or something?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy. The guy's been there since 2010. How old is he now? Like, what, 30, 32 years old?
Something like that, yeah.
That's mad, bro. You guys should never
well, to be fair, he did really poorly for both of the goals we scored. So I think he is massively overrated, but he's still better than. Well, we persisted with Ramsdale for 2 years. He's better than Ramsdale.
100%. Aaron Ramsdale is not that great of a keeper. I saw the game against Forest, Southampton against Forest. That was something
insane.
Guy caught the ball and slapped it in. Like, he just held it and punched it in the goal. Like, bro, it's mad. It's mad. But yeah, like I said, our transfer window is not going well. It's the 22nd of Jan where I am right now. Already,
21st.
We haven't signed a player. We haven't signed anyone. For Arsenal, you haven't signed anyone either. You need a striker to go and win the league. You haven't signed anyone, you know? It's mad.
We need more than a striker to win the league, pal.
Bro, we need to win the Europa League and the FA Cup. We need to try and bring in some players like Cunha. We need to try and bring in some, left wing back, you know. If you want Dorgu, get Dorgu done tomorrow. It's really not that big of a deal. Get the guy, just bring him in, sign him, and sell Garnacho, sell someone for about, sell Rashford, sell Garnacho, get some dough, and bring in some players. If this PSR thing is really a thing, and you really can't get by it, then sell some players. It's really not that difficult. You sold 200 million of players in the summer, didn't you? You made 200 million in sales in the summer. Why can't you make some sales now? And then bring in some players that can, that can sort of fill in their position until the summer, and we go and upgrade even more. Because January you can't sign amazing players in January. It's hard to find like top players in January.
I don't know about that. I might have to disagree with you on that, but carry on.
Because the thing is, right, like, because clubs are not easily going to let players go in January. It's more the summer that they let them go. That January is more like, we because it's harder to find a replacement in a month than it is in 3 months.
I understand that. It's just if you look at football history and the amount of deals that have gone on in January, I think at the end of the day, everyone's got a price, and even if you have to overpay vastly, I think 9 times out of 10 you're going to get that player, no matter how bad the club might need them, because ultimately profit's going to mean more.
I remember Chelsea got Enzo Fernandez. And that deal sort of, that was a record deal in January, I think, in football history. So at the same time, we're looking at a club that's willing to spend money, even if it's in January, even if it's in, even if they have so many good players already. A club's not scared to spend money because they're clear of, I think Chelsea are clear the debt now, so I think they're allowed to spend how much ever they want because they're giving players 9-year contract, 7-year contract. I think Man City now following with Haaland. So, they're trying to beat the PSR allegations. They're trying to beat the PSR thing. So yeah, I hear it. It's just our clubs are not serious enough to go and sign players in January to improve football clubs because, like I said, you need to win the league, right? We need to try and win the Europa League. We need to try and win the FA Cup. We need to try and compete again. And we ain't doing the due diligence to get back to the top, and it's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. Like I have to sit here every day on my stream, on my show, and say that the football club needs this, football club needs that. We're lacking this, we're lacking that. It's rinse and repeat every single week, and I'm tired of it, bro. I'm genuinely tired. I'm not going to talk about the Brighton performance anymore because I think it's more than just the Brighton performance. I think there's more issues than the Brighton performance. I think, you know what, whoever he plays now, whoever the manager plays now, is not good enough for this football club. Whoever he plays now, he's gonna be like, you know what, I'm glad he kind of shouted at the players the other day. But what's it gonna do to them? These players are still gonna have to work. Then they're not gonna put in a good shift. What's the point? You know, like these players are just way too soft for all this. Like, you know, shouting. You know, so they gotta make themselves victims again. You know, it's crazy. Football clubs, football fans like me are looking at the football fans. Sorry, excuse me. Football fans like us are looking into our football clubs and be like, players are trying to make themselves victims of everything. You know, they'll put out some PR to cover their shit performances now. Rashford, another one, always putting out PR to cover up his crap performances. The day after we lost the Europa League final, the guy released his book just to cover up all the PR from the day before. You know, it's all PR, but the clubs don't care. They'll mug you off. They'll mug you off the money and be like, it goes into their pockets. They ain't gonna put it into the football club. The money that they've received from the fans, they ain't gonna use that for the clubs. They're gonna use it for themselves. They don't care less. So Jim Ratcliffe, I think it was worth like what, 25 billion. I think Ineos are worth like what, 25 billion, and they're not willing to invest in the football club. Get out of here. Simple as. They're just Glazers 2.0. Glazer 2.0, man. Glazer 2.0. So yeah, that's all I have to say about United. Just go and get some signings done, man. We need to compete again. This is not good enough. Bottom half in January. No signings made in 22 days in January. Right, we minus 5 goal difference, 10 defeats in the Premier League, right? 10 points off the relegation zone. It's mad. It's disgusting. It's not good enough from this club, and we need to sort this out before it gets worse. And yeah, Josh, any last thoughts before we move on?
No, just like I said previously, both our clubs are practically the same at this point in terms of owners and fan base and whatnot. It's just copy and paste, really. It's almost inexcusable what those two clubs have got themselves into.
Yeah, I hear it. Obviously Chelsea got a 3-1 result against Wolves. Chelsea defenders Trevor Chalobah back from loan and scores a goal on his debut. Comes back and scores a goal, and I remember him being linked with United in the summer, and be like, do you know what? He wouldn't be bad. I take Trevor Chalobah at the club right now. I would take Trevor Chalobah here. Why not? He can definitely play in the back three. But just give it like a quick thought on Chelsea, then we'll move on to Man City, then we'll move on to Liverpool, and we'll talk about Champions League.
Well, I was watching the Chelsea game, and then I saw that Villarreal went 4-0 up inside half an hour. Like they scored 4 goals in an 8-goal period, and I was like, "What the hell am I watching this crap?" To be honest, every Monday night football that I watch just seems to be excruciatingly boring, so I didn't pay too much attention to it. I know Robert Sanchez, his another goalkeeping error at the Premier League game week. It's almost like a disease that's being spread. And I think did Palmer get the first goal?
Palmer?
Yeah, I think did he score the first goal for Chelsea? I think he did. Yeah, so yet again he's turning it up. Oh no, it was Tosin, but yeah, fair point. So I've just got some help. 24th minute, thank you. And I don't know. I think Chelsea, they massively needed that win. I think they had 2 points out of 12 going into that game.
I think 3 out of like 15 points or something like that. They had like what, 3 draws and like in like 5 games.
Yeah, they've let Newcastle and City catch up with them in the race for 4th place. Even Bournemouth as well. So they've had a massive capitulation, which I thought could easily happen under Maresca. I don't know if you followed his Leicester City last season, but I swear they were 14 points clear at one point in the Championship and almost screwed that up.
I wanted them to come back up, so I was following them, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And I feel, I don't know, I don't think they're going to get top 4, to be honest. Because I think City are switching the gears now, like I thought they would, although it's taken a bit longer than anticipated. And Newcastle, I mean, I know they got smashed by Bournemouth and it was actually a good game. But I think Newcastle are still in a rich vein of form, and they'll push City for Champions League spots for where City are headed.
No, I hear that. Man City 6-0 winners against Ipswich. Obviously, you called that City would win. I think you said 4-1 City. I think you said 4-1.
4-0 City. So I was two goals off.
Quite close. I thought it was gonna be tight because I thought Ipswich might be it's one of those games where City struggle down at Portman Road, and it'd be you know what, it's a tough game. You get out of there with 3 points. I still think City will win, but 6-0, fair play to them. They've kind of bounced back in the last few weeks. I think they were unbeaten in 5 games now. I think 4 or 5 games are unbeaten.
I think 6 games are unbeaten now.
They beat
ever since they lost to Villa. Yeah.
They drew Everton, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then drew Everton.
Beat Leicester, beat West Ham, beat Salford, drew to Brentford, and beat Ipswich.
Yeah, fair enough. So around 6 games, City unbeaten. So, nothing much I can really say. I think Man City will get. I think it'll be a tough race between Man City and Newcastle to get fourth. I think third. I think third's a possibility. Depends on what Nottingham Forest do. Because I reckon Arsenal will still come back second place. I reckon Arsenal will still be the team that Arsenal have will still be enough to get second place. Even though I've not been a massive fan of how Arsenal been playing the last few games. But regardless,
neither of our mates, trust me.
Yeah, no, I hear it completely. Because obviously, because we're all because I need you guys to win the league over Man City. It's Man City, Liverpool. So it's not really looking good. So yeah, I can't really say much on that. But Man City, they're just gonna keep on getting results. The next game, I think they'll play Chelsea at home. That's gonna be a tough game. So we'll definitely keep tabs on that. And Liverpool, 2 late goals from Darwin Núñez off the bench.
That's what happens when you spend money on a striker to come off the bench and rescue you the game.
That's what happens. That's what happens when Brentford don't take their chances. I watched the game. Brentford should have taken the chances, man. Wasteful.
That linesman was proper dodgy as well. I think there were about 3 instances where a Brentford player was blatantly onside, and he flagged up straight away. So I don't know. I'm not going to get into all these conspiracies. So.
But yeah, Darwin Núñez, Liverpool extended the top to what now? 6 points.
6 points with a game in hand. Yeah. Essentially, call it 9 points because I'm feeling defeatist.
Pretty much. But Everton, though, you just never know with Everton. At good as a
yeah, exactly. You never know. But usually it's shit. So.
Last year we saw what happened, but yeah, it just depends on which team can keep up the run of form. So yeah, it's about keeping consistent now. And Liverpool, look, like I said, they've been the best team, and rightly so. But pretty much to say about the Premier League, we're gonna keep it close. Tottenham 3-2 lost to Everton. I watched the game at the pub with my friends, with Augusti and another pal, and trust me, it was very embarrassing for Tottenham. From what I saw was Tottenham were getting embarrassed by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You think goodbye, Ange? You think Ange is gone?
I don't think Ange will get sacked. I think it depends on what happens at Anfield in the second leg of the Carabao Cup, because obviously, as it stands, they're through to the final. And true. I think Daniel Levy, for some reason, he sacked Jose just before Carabao Cup final, but I don't think he'll do the same with Ange. I think he'll persist with it. I mean, this sounds ridiculous to say, but there are 3 worse teams in the Premier League than Spurs, so they're not in any danger of going down. I think it's just. I think even Levy's clocked on at this point that they kind of need silverware at this point. So he's just thinking, you've got us this far, try and deliver.
No, that's true. Because obviously Daniel Levy is one of those stingy owners that just doesn't want to spend on proper players, doesn't want to back managers. But, it's the same cycle. Doesn't back Conte, doesn't back Jose, and sacks them because they didn't do with the players they had. But all right, with this ball DNA that Tottenham have, they ain't going to win anything with managers. So you better hope that Ange wins something. Otherwise, Daniel Levy is going to.
I hope he doesn't, but I know what you mean.
Hey, I don't want Tottenham to win it either. I want Newcastle. I want Newcastle to win the whole thing.
I don't want any of them to win it. I want Arsenal to win it, but that's not going to happen. So I think Newcastle will be the less of the three. No, if anything, Liverpool will be the less of the three evils. To be fair, I know that sounds blasphemous, but Newcastle and Spurs
If
wind me up.
you did what Bournemouth did at St James's Park, then it's about that you must try and pull up Bournemouth then if you want to win at Newcastle. By the way, we need to speak on that game. Bournemouth Newcastle. Yeah, let's talk about that game quickly. Because I was watching the game. Yeah, Newcastle were so sloppy. So sloppy, man. The second goal Newcastle gave away was absolutely shocking, man. Shocking goal to give away. Newcastle.
Brilliant viewing for a neutral, isn't it? And I think Bournemouth have about 9 players out at the minute, and yet they're still performing at that level. They've got about 9 players out.
How much money have they
But
spent?
when Arsenal have 9 players out, we capitulate. So I don't know. Maybe Arteta's Basque friend is a better manager than he is. I wouldn't put it past him.
How much money did they spend in Bournemouth this summer?
I don't know. They spent quite a lot on Evan Nielsen, but I think Silas Solanke really leveled the net spend.
Newcastle spent zilch, bro. Zilch. Nothing. They spent nothing.
I thought you were on about Bournemouth. So.
Newcastle spent nothing as well. And Bournemouth didn't spend much. They only sold Solanke. They sold Solanke, and then what? Semenyo's done okay.
He's done brilliantly.
They have Kirkes. They have a good team, and Clivert as well.
I don't know. Bournemouth have a positive net spend, by the way, from the summer, about 30 million.
Hat-trick. He's got a Premier League hat-trick before Marcus Rashford, bro.
And Saka, to be fair.
And,
but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but Saka's injured. But Rashford's mentality. Money talks.
To be fair, Saka scored a hat-trick at Old Trafford before Rashford. Actually, no, he didn't. Cut that out. He didn't. Leipzig.
He did for England. He did for England.
Yeah.
He did. So it counts.
Actually, I thought I got to you moment there.
Rashford has scored a hat-trick at Old Trafford. The Leipzig.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying.
Leipzig game. So yeah. But still,
I got that. I completely balls that up.
Nah, but Premier League hat-trick, Amad Diallo scored before both of them.
But like I said, Saka scored a hat-trick at Old Trafford before them. So I'm taking the win here.
Nah, that's fair. Take the win.
Cheers, man. I need something.
Forest continuing a win against Southampton. Obviously, Forest are now level on points with Arsenal. 6 points off of 6 points off the top. Liverpool with a game in hand. Brentford, Liverpool, Leicester, Fulham. Leicester not so good. West Ham not doing so well as well. I guess that's all we can really talk about. Right, we're gonna move on to the Champions League now. What?
Hooray!
Huh?
Cheers, Agastia.
Is it about the Rashford thing?
I think it's about the hat-trick fiasco.
But I did say Amad Diallo scored a Premier League hat-trick before both of them, so give me an extra point.
No, we'll give you a generous refereeing decision for that.
They are.
Exactly.
Moving on to the Champions League. Obviously there are 2 games going on right now. Villa 1-0 down. You see them turning this around?
Who are they playing against? Leipzig, is it?
Monaco. Away.
Monaco.
Currently sat in 7th. 7 games played, 13 points. Monaco.
Is this at Villa Park?
No, it's in Monaco.
Okay, it's in Monaco. No, I reckon Monaco will win. They'll hold on.
Hopefully Villa wins. That I have great respect for Aston Villa. I want 2-1 Aston Villa.
Fair enough. I think Monaco will win 2-1.
Atalanta are going to win the game comfortably. They're up 3-0 against Sturm Graz.
Sturm Graz comeback 3-3.
What's Atletico Madrid Leverkusen?
Ooh. 2-1 Atletico Madrid.
2-1 Atletico Madrid?
Yeah.
So
is the Wi-Fi a bit slow on my end?
Sorry?
Is the Wi-Fi a bit slow on my end?
No, your Wi-Fi is alright, man. Your
sweet.
Right. My Wi-Fi is also fine. Benfica Barca. Barca have been on a tricky run right now of form as well. And just in general, they've been on a tricky run of form. Aside from the Madrid game, right? They've been on a tricky run of form, but in La Liga, they've been shocking.
3-2 Benfica. I noted for La Liga form. They were like what 8 points clear of Madrid at one point, although Madrid had the game in hand, something crazy like that, and now they're about 7 points behind.
I think so. I think Atletico Madrid, they're gonna win 2-1. Oh, what were you saying just now? The Barca result again? What were you saying? That they were a game in hand or something? Barca have a game in hand.
No, I'm saying I think Barcelona at one point was something like 8 points clear of Real Madrid, although Madrid had a game in hand, and now they're 7 points behind Madrid. I think.
Now Madrid have a game in hand.
Yeah, I think Madrid might storm this league title if Barcelona don't pick up steam.
Don't forget Atletico Madrid. They're still in it. So you just
they lost their last game, didn't they?
They did. They lost their last.
Missed a penalty.
Dortmund Bologna. 3-1 Dortmund.
3-0 Dortmund.
Club Brugge Juventus. 3-1 Juventus or 3-0 Juventus around.
1-1 draw. Juventus are the drawing kings. I don't know if you've seen their Serie A records, but they're currently invincible with like 13 draws.
Yeah, they're unbeaten, and they had like what? How many draws again? Like 30.
It's like 13 draws.
It's like 7 or 8. Easy, bro. And they were top of the league at one point as well. Don't forget, they were top of the league as well. And then they got all these draws, you know, they got all these draws, and yeah, ever since then they just kind of dropped form. Let me see where they are on the table though. Obviously, you know, Juventus are on a great run of form right now. They're 5th in the table, 13 points off Napoli at the top. They're 2 points off the top 4, but I think in Italy 5 teams get Champions League, so I think Juventus will get Champions League. Crvena Zvezda versus Eindhoven, PSV Eindhoven. I'm gonna go with just PSV simple win.
PSV 3-0.
Liverpool Lille 3-0 Liverpool, but they don't need to win though. They're pretty much through. They're gonna kind of rest players.
I think Slot would want to finish top purely for the ego boost. I'll go 6-0 Liverpool. No, that's ridiculous. 2-0 Liverpool. Professional job.
Fair enough. Bratislava versus Stuttgart. 3-1 Stuttgart.
1-0 Slovan Bratislava. Oh no, I might as well.
Yeah, that's all right. Go for it if you want. Tomorrow we've got Leipzig Sporting. That's a decent game.
No, Leipzig have been terrible in the Champions League this season, haven't they?
Just by name, it's a decent game. It's not going to be.
Fair enough.
It's not going to be.
I think Leipzig already eliminated from the Champions League, so this game's a dead rubber. So this could either go one or two ways. They rest their entire first 11 and get battered, or they play for pride and win. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one to call. I reckon Leipzig will lose again. 2-0.
3-1 Sporting. I'm going for a bunch of 3-1s here.
Fair enough.
Against Brest.
Who against Brest?
Shakhtar Donetsk.
Shakhtar, isn't it? 3-2 Brest.
2-1 Shakhtar.
Fair enough.
AC Milan against Girona. Yeah, Milan should win this one 3-1.
2-2.
I'll get to the Arsenal game in a minute because obviously you're an Arsenal fan, so I'll get to your game in a minute. Celtic versus Young Boys.
3-1 Celtic.
Same. 4-1 Celtic. Why not?
4-1 Celtic.
Feyenoord Bayern Munich.
2-0 Bayern.
Real Madrid Salzburg. RB Salzburg. Real Madrid
4-2 Real Madrid.
Mbappe's hitting form again, so that's kind of like, you know, that's kind of a massive figure as well.
Mbappe and Vinny with a brace each. I have a hunch.
Sparta Prague versus Lille. It's not Lille. What am I saying? Inter. Sorry, what am I saying Lille for? Inter.
Sorry, what's the fixture again?
Sparta Prague versus Inter Milan.
Sparta Prague. 1-0 Inter. It'll be another clean sheet masterclass from Inzaghi.
Any more games we need to talk about? We'll preview the PSG Man City game as well, because why not? That's a decent game, I think, to watch. Any other games really to watch like that's decent? I don't really think so this time around. I'm just gonna go with I'll just let's start with PSG Man City, because that game is first, and then we'll preview our games.
Yeah. 1-1 draw. They're both. I think they're both pretty poor sides. I know PSG are top, but this is the French league we're talking about. So
PSG need to win this game more than Man City.
to be fair, I think with the new format, I think either team could lose and they'll still go through because of how easily accessible the knockout stages are.
PSG are 25th, 1 point off Dinamo Zagreb. Man City are 22nd, leveled on points with Dinamo Zagreb. So this is game of the week.
I still think both sides will go through. I'll go with a 1-1 draw. I think both sides will be content with a 1-1 draw.
I'm gonna go with a 2-1 PSG win. Because I reckon, you know what it is? Yes, City are hitting form. Yes, PSG are also in Ligue 1, but the Champions League is a different game, right? You just never know what could happen. I can see City getting a result as well. Still, I can't lie, but at the same time, it's in PSG. The atmosphere must be hostile. You know, PSG players gonna want it because obviously they need to win more than Man City as of now. So yeah, I reckon they're gonna win this game, and they're gonna want to win it more. City coming into this game with a good run of form, obviously with 6 undefeated in 6 games. I think PSG also undefeated in like a few games as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. But I reckon PSG will come out on top in this one. I'm going to go 2-1 PSG.
Fair enough.
We'll get to your game now. Preview the game, bro. Preview. What are your thoughts going into this game? What's your feeling? What do you think the lineup will be? What you're gonna rotate? What's Arteta's plan for this game? What will happen?
I think we will rotate a bit. I do admit I don't know much about Dinamo Zagreb in terms of their league position or their players or how they're doing this season, but there will be rotation. I think. I wouldn't be surprised if Neto actually started this game. To be honest, I think. I mean, Saliba's going to be out with an injury as well. I think Jorginho and Marino will play. I think Sterling will start. Yeah, but we haven't really got much room to rotate. To be honest, this is going to be quite poor. I don't even know if Lewis Skelly will start. I think we'll probably play. Sorry, I can't. I think we'll probably play Zinchenko or Tierney as well. So, moral of the story is we will probably rotate, but I still expect something like a 3-0 win. We should be comfortable. At the end of the day, this is a £700 million team against Dinamo Zagreb.
And you guys are currently 4th in the Champions League group with 13 points, 5 off Liverpool, 9 in goal difference, 6 games played. Atalanta right now, they're winning their game. They've already won. They pretty much won their game. If you win, you go above Atalanta and maybe Barcelona if they lose. So you guys could definitely get second in the Champions League phase.
That's nice, isn't it?
Behind Liverpool again. Unfortunately.
Another second place finish. Let's have a parade down bloody Stockley. The whole concept of second just pisses me off at the minute. It's not Arsenal fan.
I understand it, bro. I hear it. What's your lineup for tomorrow's game? What's your prediction for tomorrow? What's gonna be the lineup for tomorrow's game? What do you think will happen?
Is this what I would pick or what I think Arteta would pick?
Yeah, what would you pick? And what do you think he will pick?
Well, I'd play Neto at this rate. Give Poor Sod a game. Champions League is probably Champions League. He needs to do something with his life at this point. I'd play Tierney. One thing I've always said, I wanted because Zinchenko plays in midfield for Ukraine. I'd always play him there, but obviously Arteta's never going to do that. So I'd have Zinchenko in the left 8 role. Might as well play Odegaard, try and see if he can play out this slump that he's in. I'd give Sterling a run out as well. I think there's no choice but to play Havertz because we've got no one else. Yet again, the club's fault. I don't think Timber will play. Obviously, Saliba can't play. But at the end of the day, we haven't got much in reserve at all.
I think
I don't even know if Calafiori will make it. Genuinely.
I don't think he'll make it. I think you guys should rotate tomorrow, like completely rotate tomorrow, because I think
But that's the thing. I don't think we can't rotate that much. That's the ridiculous thing.
Because the thing is, like, you guys got what? Who do you guys got on the weekend again?
Wolves away.
Oh, that's a tough game.
Wolves have been terrible recently.
I understand, but going to Wolves is never easy with the atmosphere, hostile. Excuse me. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I still expect to win. They've lost their last 3 games and they've conceded 3 goals in each of them, if I'm not mistaken. I'll say that we can't score for love nor money, but
I reckon you'll win. I reckon you'll beat Dinamo Zagreb as well. I reckon you should be fine for this game. I reckon Arsenal will win the game 3-0. Arsenal.
Yeah, 3-0, something like that. Last time we played Dinamo Zagreb at home in the Champions League, we won 3-0. So hopefully that's a good omen.
Yeah, that's fair. Moving on to the Europa League.
God, I can't say I've missed that competition.
Jeez.
Honestly.
AZ Alkmaar versus Roma. 3-1 Roma.
1-0 Roma.
Bodo Glimt versus Maccabi Tel Aviv. I'm going to go with Bodo Glimt to win 3-1. 3-0.
4-0 Bodo Glimt.
Porto Olympiacos. 3-0 Porto.
2-1 Porto.
Fenerbahce Lyon. Ooh, that's actually not bad. That's actually not a bad game if you deep it.
Ooh.
Fenerbahce Lyon's actually quite a decent game to watch.
1-0 Fenerbahce. Mourinho masterclass.
3-1 Fenerbahce. Why not? Now, this one is kind of interesting. Hoffenheim versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Blimey. Put your prediction in first.
3-1 or 3-0 Hoffenheim. Fuck
2-1 Spurs.
Nah, come on. You know.
I don't know. I reckon. I don't know. I don't know. They're bound. They're due a performance at some point. They might as well make it tonight.
I know you want to say it.
I was up 4-0 Hoffenheim, but I'll be nice to the bastards. I'll give them a victory.
Fair enough. Malmo FC 20. 2-1 20.
3-2 20.
Karabakh versus FCSB. I'm just gonna go with the draw. I don't even know much about the 1-1 draw.
1-0 Karabakh. I know Karabakh. They played in the Europa League against us in 1890.
Yeah, I know them. We're playing FCSB next game, so we're playing them away next game. So yeah, Victoria.
Have fun with that one.
Victoria select.
1-0 to the away side.
Yeah, 1-1.
Oh, fair enough.
Eintracht Frankfurt versus Ferencváros. I'm gonna go with 3-1 Eintracht Frankfurt. I think they destroy the game.
Frankfurt 4-0. Comprehensive victory.
Elfsborg against Nice. I think Nice will win this one 3-1.
3-2 Augsburg.
Now this is a decent game. This game's decent. Lazio Sociedad. I'll go with 2-1 Lazio. I think they're top right now, so I think they're going to continue their form. I'm going to go 2-1 Lazio.
2-2 draw.
Lazio are top, Sociedad are in 12th.
2-2 draw.
Fair enough. Ludogorets versus Midtjylland. 3-1 Midtjylland.
I love Ludogorets. Ozil turned up against him.
Yeah. That Ozil goal against Ludogorets was class, though. I kind of like.
Don't think he scored a hat trick in the reverse victory as well. Against Ludogorets. For that, I'll give Ludogorets 2-1 victory.
I'm going to go 3-1 Midtjylland.
Traitor.
PAOK, PAOK FC versus Slavia Prague.
2-1 Christ.
2-1 PAOK.
1-0 PAOK.
RFS versus Ajax. Ajax 4-1 win.
Yeah, that sounds realistic. I'll go 4-1 Ajax as well.
Union St. Galois versus Braga. 3-1 Braga. Or 2-1 Braga around.
Well, is that Union St. Wales?
No, it's Union St. Galois. They're from Belgium.
Belgium, okay.
2-1
to the away side. Yeah, go on.
Then the last one we're going to talk about is Manchester United versus Rangers. I'll preview that game myself. I think, do you know what it's about? I think we should just go all out for this game. Just throw everything at this game because I think we need to win this game more than we need to win the weekend's game. I think that this game matters. This game for me matters most. The Rangers game it kind of defines what we need to do in the Europa League. It kind of defines where we're going to finish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of defines where we're going to finish because obviously, if you look at the table right now, United are in what? Let me just have a look. Actually, United are in 7th right now on 12 points with 6 games played. So if we win this game, we got to 15 points, depending on what the other team's results are. So we kind of move up the table if we win. So yeah, we kind of move up the table if we win. So that's a must win. I think we just go out full strength tomorrow, play full strength team, and just beat Rangers at home. That's what we need to do. Beat Rangers at home and move on to next week. Move on to next week against USCSB. Sorry, FCSB. Excuse me. Away because these two games in the Europa League matter most, and then we have the Leicester game in the cup in February. These 3 games are our biggest games of the season so far. These 3 games are the biggest games of our season, so we need to win. We need to win all 3 of these games. So yeah, I'm just gonna back United. I think we'll win 3-1.
Yeah, Rangers have been poor in the Scottish Premiership this season as well. Although they did beat Celtic 3-0, so they've evidently got a result in them.
Fair, but
you know what? I don't want to sound like I'm winding you up or bantering you or anything, but I genuinely think Rangers will get something out of this. Like it'll be like a thrilling 3-3 draw. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Although I can see a 2-1 Rangers win, but I'll stick with the draw instead. I'll be nice.
I don't personally see it. I just don't think that
famous last words.
I just think United. The thing is in the Europa League, United perform in the Europa League. That's the thing. That's where I'm kind of like, you know what? At least we can hold on to something this season. We're at least performing in the Europa League. So I'll go with a 3-1 United win. I think we'll win this game. It won't be like an easy 3-1 win. It'll be like a dodgy 3-1. United was
like Southampton.
Yeah, pretty much like that. So something like that. Yeah. I think we'll
fair enough.
And we'll see because the thing is, depends what we start. Depends who plays. Depends what Amram wants to do. Depends on the players that are available for the game. So I'm gonna go. I'll just see. I'm gotta see the lineup again. So yeah, I'm gonna do another United show tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'll do United show, or Thursday I'll do United show, people. So make sure you guys tune into that. United, I think. Look, like I said, the Rangers game, the Leicester game, and the UCSB game, FCSB game, excuse me, are the 3 most important games of our season so far. So we need to win all those 3 games and just advance to the Europa League knockout stages. I think we need to try to do it automatically, so we have to play 2 extra games. So just get these 2 wins and just see us through.
You should be winning. You should be winning those 2 games.
Those 2, I agree. We should win those 2 games. But the Leicester game also is a must win and get to the 5th round of the FA Cup. So yeah.
Yeah, if you guys get knocked out by Leicester, I'm going to be even more pissed off. Like, it's like look, you knocking us out would be pointless then, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
I want to equal your number 14, bro. I want to equal your number 14. Like you know how much this game kind of means to me. Like this FA Cup means to me. It's like I love the FA Cup. Every January I'm looking forward to the FA Cup. Like third round draw. Let's play this team, let's play that team. I love to go to a new away ground. I love United to go to new away grounds. I want to see new on non-league side. I want to see new because it's a good experience for not just us but for them as well. Like they're playing a big team. It kind of raises the bar for their football club in a sense. And
yeah. I haven't enjoyed the FA Cup since 2020. So this is going to be 6 years running. Yeah,
that's fair.
but
I completely.
but yeah, I understand what you mean. I think you will progress against Leicester as well. I think you'll be okay in terms of your trophy standings. Obviously, league aside. You'll progress in the top 8 of Europa League and you'll beat Leicester. It's I think that's what will happen. You're not quite that bad. You know?
We just need to beat Rangers and FCSB, and I think we should be good for the Europa League. It's about it's about the luck of the draw because I think it's gonna be seeded versus unseeded. I think it's gonna be top 8 versus teams that qualify from the bottom bottom 24. Sorry, bottom 16. Excuse me. So top 8 and bottom 16, whoever qualifies out of that. So 8 teams that qualify from the bottom 16 will get to the knockout. So it's the top 8 versus the playoff teams that win. So it's it's kind of the luck of the draw, really, and just get it done. Just try and get through. That's all I want. That's all I really want. And try and win this Europa League. Because if you want to get back to the Champions League, the Europa League is the only way. And I'm sorry, United fans, if you really don't think we can win the Europa League, then I don't disagree with you. But it's just that's the only way we need to get back to Champions League. That's the only way we want to get back into the Champions League. You need to win the Europa League, and FA Cup. We need to win that one as well because we want to equal Arsenal number 14. Get the FA Cup as well. So yeah, all in all, it's about getting through, try and focus on the cups and see what we do in the Premier League. Because the Premier League is like I just want to finish top half. Bro, at this rate, we are so bad. This rate, bro, just top half is like I'll take top half, bro. It's that bad. Like I can't even set a standard for the Premier League because we're not picking up results against teams we should be winning. Against teams against Brighton. That Brighton game was a winnable game. It really was. If you look at it, it was a very winnable game. If you watch the game, like United really and truly should have taken more of the counterattacks better because we so many times we were sloppy in possession, sloppy in counterattack. So I don't think it was that bad of a performance. We just gave Brighton the game in the sense that we gave them 2 goals. Onana didn't come out and claim that ball, and that ball, the other hand, it slipped out of his hands. We kind of handed them the win. So yeah, all in all, like I said, just get the job done and win. Champions League begins in 20 minutes. If you guys enjoy the show, if you enjoy a lot of waffle from me and facts from Josh, make sure you guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
Waffle, I chat a lot of waffle, so apologies.
Isn't that what streaming's all about? Just waffling about everything.
It is. It's the fun of streaming, isn't it? It's the
fun a form of therapy.
Yeah, it's kind of a form of therapy. You're right. And yeah, if you want to see more of these people next week, we'll be back again. Back again next week, end of January stuff. So yeah, all in all, I'll be there. We'll preview everything. Preview the Europa League, Champions League. I think FA Cup, Premier League. I'll see you on Thursday. I'll see you Friday for the Premier League show, mate. Friday for Premier League show, and we'll definitely talk about everything else. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Obviously, it's been a weird show because obviously we had to do the Premier League review and the Champions League preview in this on the same stream, but because obviously Chelsea played yesterday, so we couldn't really do much about it. So yeah, all in all, it is what it is. Thank you for coming on again, Josh, and let them know, like if you obviously I can tell you enjoyed the stream. Speaking facts, obviously once again about your clubs. We're not enjoying our results, but at least we can sit down and have a good chat about football. That's the beauty about football,
Yeah, I suppose it is. feel like I do repeat quite a lot because it's just the same old thing with Arsenal Football Club for the last 21 years.
Agree.
But yeah, I don't want to end on a depressing note. Thank you for having me on. All these streams have been a pleasure so far.
Always, man. You're always welcome on my show, man. Anytime, man. Anytime. And, make sure you guys show Josh some love in the comments. Make sure you guys leave a like. Make sure you guys subscribe. And get me to 120 before the end of January. January ends next week, people. Literally, how many of you watching? 21 of you. Click that link and subscribe. I've shared it on Twitter. I know you guys are watching from Twitter, so make sure you guys click that link and subscribe. I would love to get to a new milestone every single week. And yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Peace out. United, fix the fuck up, and see yous. Any else out places up.
Same applies to Arsenal.
Sorry?
Same applies to Arsenal. Fix the fuck up because we're going to go a 6th-year trophyless if not.
You heard it right there, people. Peace.